A message from your shadow. Hello, welcome to a new reading from me, Soul Save. This time I will tune into the shadow of the collective. As always, I encourage you to take what resonates within your own life. Whatever resonates with you is, of course, for you to take. Whatever doesn't resonate, leave that to others. Now, the shadow aspect. It's a terminology within psychology, and this conception is based upon the theories from a famous psychologist called Carl Jung. And Carl Jung, he was a student of Sigmund Freud, and he was he was going to promote the new visions of psychology, like an inheritance from Sigmund Freud, but he got so caught up in his own thesis that unfortunately he I think he was his last days he was in a sanitarium, but nevertheless his thesis lives on still. And the theory is about the shadow is, of course, that we have different aspects of ourselves. While Sigmund Freud was focusing solely upon what has been afflicted upon us from childhood, from our parents, from our grandparents, from our ancestors, Carl Jung went deeper, and he made a thesis about the limiting beliefs that we have about ourselves. So if these limiting beliefs, of course, are put upon us from our parents, from the community, of course, that is another question. But he believed that we have with us aspects, of course, from previous lives, things that we still need to work, and like karma, So yeah, enough said. I highly encourage you to seek more information about this on the internet. For me, this shadow aspect was a revelation for me, because in that way I understood more about myself, and maybe you will too if you seek, as I said, more information about this on the internet. So with that said, let's see what the message from our shadow is. Yes, as always, I pulled out some oracle cards that can give us an indication what the shadow wants to talk about today. As I said, Carl Jung's theory about the shadow aspect of ourselves. The shadow aspect can be literally anything. It can be all from... the shadow for me in tarot is always associated with the devil. And unfortunately, for those born in the sign of Capricorn, They are this is associated. The devil card is associated with the Capricorns, and that is because the Capricorns are hardworking people, but they often lack faith in themselves, lack faith in their own achievements, and that is why that is the shadow aspect of Capricorn, unfortunately. So with that said, that is the energy for the shadow. The shadow can be addictions, the shadow can be mental health issues, the shadow can be your confidence, lack of confidence, lack of trust, whatever. Take it as it resonates for yourself, as always. Now, let's look at the cards. This is, so I've said before, the medicine woman. It's written in Spanish, but I will try to translate it as best as I can for you. Ooh, springtime. As it said, it's time to renovate. Yes, it's time to renovate. Take on the new, and that is maybe difficult when you are in your shadowy side of life, especially if you have mental health issues, for example, with depression. It can be, of course, very difficult to look at your life from a new perspective and renew the energy within your life. But if this is the case for you, of course, I hope that you will seek help so that you will get out of this. Now, for those of you who live in the southern hemisphere, this is absolutely a beautiful message, because you are in springtime now. So maybe it's easier for you to embrace this energy. For those of you living here in the northern hemisphere, we are in autumn season, but that doesn't mean that you can't renew yourself. Even though we are, because we are shedding our, with autumn, we are of course shedding our skin, metaphorically, when the leaves are falling from the trees, and of course the flowers and the grass take a little pause through the winter time. So yeah, it's a shift in scenery, I feel, either way, wherever you live. It's a shift in scenery. Now let's see. Ooh. Emerging into grace. I open my soul to grace. Yes, this is the trust. If you have lost trust, that was a rhyme. You lost trust, almost like a rap, in and faith in God, in universe, in spirit. It's time to open up, and that is of course the lack of belief that we have from our shadow perspective, because we have unfortunately maybe experienced a lot of deceit throughout our lives. And when we have experienced a lot of deceit, of course, it's difficult to have faith and trust. Again, it takes time, but you are ready now. Let's look at the last one. Yeah, stepping into stillness. My power is born in the majesty of silence. So, it's interesting that we have the moon here, and the following weekend we will have a lunar eclipse in the zodiac sign of Pisces, and in tarot, Pisces is associated with the moon card. So yeah, the moon card is of course talking about is talking about the illusion, right? You can't see because of the darkness. You think that you can't see because of the darkness, but that is why you need to go within and listen. Be still and listen to your inner voice. Listen to your shadow. The reason why I wanted to do this reading was because I watched a tarot reader last night. I like to watch readings for myself to get some, of course, guidance within my own life. and yeah, the reading turned out like this: to emerge whatever I want in life. I have to embrace my shadow. My shadow is the one that ignites the light within me. So, and I feel that was absolutely a confirmation, because she said something about that. You have always pushed your emotions under the carpet, and that is so true. I have never, ever, I've just worked and worked and worked just to pass by, and never listened to my emotions, never really gone deep within whatever is has been nudging me. But now, how my life situation is now, I have had a lot of time, and I had the means to do this, and it has been extremely painful, because of course now it has been years of emotions that I haven't dealt with, right? Maybe that is something for you too. Maybe it's years of difficult emotions that you haven't dealt with. Okay, let's look. Yes, the conflict. This is not the outer conflict. This is the inner conflict. The Five of Swords is the inner conflict. The conflict that you have within yourself. Look at this guy. He's running away with these swords, and he's battling with himself, because of course he wants to run away with these swords. Maybe he will gain a profit from it, but he looks back and see, ooh, the town is burning down. So there is a struggle. Maybe it's a moral struggle for this guy. But yeah, you can see that things have been burning down around you, and you have been struggling because this has been an inner conflict for you. Do you want to take care of yourself, or do you need to, or have you been the need to put out some fire around you? Yeah. Okay, let's see. What is the message from the shadow? Can I get the last card, please? Okie dokie. Okie dokie. I was sitting and thinking about Ace Ventura. I don't know if you young people don't know about Ace Ventura, but it was a comedy in the 90s with Jim Carrey. And yeah, very funny, two funny videos. But yeah, with channeling Jim Carrey, you know, that I don't of course don't know him personally. I only know things based on what I have read. But from the look of Jim Carrey today, I will say that yes, it's tough to be a comedian, because you have, if people think that you are funny all the time, right? And that is also maybe why things went wrong for Robbie Williams. And I feel that maybe Jim Carrey is also a little bit on the edge, clinging to a string. And yeah, there is a shadow aspect when you he grew up in a very poor family. I think his mother was a sole provider, and they didn't have a lot of money. But nevertheless, so he tried to turn this situation of despair into something funny, right? And that is how his path was formed. And maybe he now, after a long time of living in a comedy, maybe it's time now for him to focus on his shadow. I don't know. It looks like his shadow has hit him in the face. Oof. Okay, 7 of Wands. Yes, the conflict, more conflicts. But here you can see that you are taking your power back. You have stepped up on this cliff, and yeah, look at how the crowds down here are not cheering on you, but they are how can I say it? They are not cheering on you. That is, but you are taking your power back now. Ooh, the Fool! Wow, primavera, the springtime. Look at this, and again the boar. What did I? There was something about the boar. What was it? Oh, shoot! I forgot something important about this boar. It was a revelation that I had last week, but nevertheless, yes, the boar is symbolic for the god Vishnu, and Vishnu is protecting you now on this path. You are traveling light now. Look at you. Looks like you just have some wheat. Looks like you just have some wheat. Maybe to grain some flour and bake a little bread. That is all that you have. Or maybe you will sell this wheat and for some profit. I don't know. Change it into something else. But yeah, wheat is of course symbolic for prosperity. So yeah, you're traveling light, the primavera. Even though it's autumn, it's springtime. Let's look at the last one. Oh yes, the King of Cups, the emotional, stable person. You are on the rock. You are rolling towards this person, the emotional, stable person. You are leaving this the war, the inner conflicts, with the disturbance from outside, because you just want to have some peace of mind, right? You just want a peace of mind. But look at this, you have been in a war zone for quite some time, and it's time now to take back your power, have the belief in yourself again, leave. You have leveled up. Look at this, the rest of the crowd is still in, almost said in the underworld. But you have stepped up and you are embracing the source from God. You enter into springtime with this renewal of energy, and that is why you are leveling up to the King of Cups. Emotional stable, because you have cleared. Like me, I have had many years now when I have worked with and dealt with my emotions from a lifetime, and it has been exhausting. But the battle has been worth it. I'm still sitting here and giving you this reading. Yeah, temperance. The breakthrough. Look at all the daggers runes. Look almost like butterflies. The transformation. Oh, and look at this cute rabbit. Oh, how cute. Is this a grasshopper, or I think maybe it's a cicada or grasshopper, I don't know. Depends on what you call it. Prosperity and abundance is coming because you have been patient with yourself. You have been sitting. You have gone into stillness, and you, as me, have been sitting with your emotions and dealt with them like a mature person. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful message from your shadow. Thank you so much for those of you who watch my videos. I highly appreciate each and every one of you. And if you like my reading, this is the first time you stumble across my readings, I hope you follow me for more, and of course give a little positive energy to my channel. And I'll see you again in another reading really soon. Bye for now.